Hello everyone, my name is Mighty Rasing. I'm Young People's Ministries Program Development Director for the Central Conferences, and today I have the youth directors from Zimbabwe, and there are two annual conferences in Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe East and the Zimbabwe West, and I'm here with them to talk a little bit about the ministries that they do in their country. So I'd like them to introduce themselves. So, Reverend Dudzai.
Reverend Dudzai Mutsikwi, the Youth Director for Zimbabwe West Annual Conference.
And I am Reverend Tafadzwa Musona. I'm the Youth Director for Zimbabwe East Annual Conference.
Thank you. And I would invite you to talk a little bit about some of the good programs that you do with our young people in Zimbabwe in your annual conferences.
Okay, like in Zimbabwe East Annual Conference, or we can say in Zimbabwe Episcopal area, much of the programs we do in the both conferences are almost similar. But in Zimbabwe East Annual Conference, we have programs for the youths. Our youths are most like being involved in church activities. All their activities they do, they are calendared under the Connectional Ministries calendar year for the whole church. So like we have a week which is dedicated for the youths, which we have relevant topics for the different age groups, as well as dedicating a Sunday, which will be a Sunday, a Youth Sunday, where they will provide their own preachers, their own liturgies and their own choirs. So it will be done in the whole conference on that day. And apart from that, every second, every district, and at conference level, we always have revivals. And like in Zimbabwe East, we always do our annual conference revival at Clare Mission. And usually we will register an attendance of about 5,000 to 6,000 youths to attend that annual conference. And it will be for the whole 7 districts which comprises Zimbabwe East Annual Conference. And during that revival, it's the youth who are leading, like the leaders of the program, and who help them to look for speakers with topics and preachers, and even among themselves as youth, there will be also some presenters and preachers also. We also do projects as a way of sustaining our youth ministry in Zimbabwe. You know, because of our economic situation, it is difficult to have resources, but we try by all means to do different projects. One of the projects we are doing in Zimbabwe East Annual Conference is we managed to do a material which has got the youth's logo, and we sell it at a price of $6 per meter, and we even used that material during our music festivals, and it raised up to a tune of $6,000. And that amount now, it can help us to move along with our youth programs, because youth in Zimbabwe, they fund themselves as far as those revivals, even outings are concerned. So in short, that's what I can give for Zimbabwe East Annual Conference on what we are doing with our ministry.
Thank you, Tafadzwa. About in the West, Dudzai.
Okay. In Zimbabwe West Annual Conference, as we have said that we work together as Zimbabwe Episcopal area. Our conference consists of 6 districts. That is Bulawayo Midlands, Masvingo, Harare West, Harare Central, Mutoko, Mudzi and Murewa. We have got another area where we cover as the Zimbabwe West Annual Conference. That is the mission areas like Zambia and Botswana. Those are some of the areas which we work with under Zimbabwe Episcopal area. There we have got our programs. We just work for the whole year. So in September every year we present the calendar for the whole year to the CM conference, the Connectional Ministries. So the calendar will be adopted it is annual conference for the whole year, so that even the bishop, the district superintendent, and every leadership, they will know all the activities being done for the young people's ministry for the whole year. And all of them, they have to support the program as well. That is why we present them to the annual conference for adoption. After that, we have got programs at local church, circuit, district, and conference. Some of these programs, they are similar, but it depends with the geographical area where the district is located. We have a combination of urban and rural districts. So in rural districts, we have got projects like horticulture, tree planting, all those things. Those are some of the projects being done, even cropping within the areas. Then in urban, we have got catering committee, where we have got the group which are comprised of 13 youths. They work as a catering group. After every activity, they will be paid after the catering for the event. Then we have got another project that is for material for the youth, similar to Zimbabwe Annual Conference. We just use that material for music festivals, but they have to buy the material so that they make their uniforms. And out of that, that is where we just work as our basic to raise the funds so that we work for the events and the projects that we need as a conference. Then from there, we have got another program that we do for the community service. That is the campaign for community service, where we go for cleaning within the streets, at Growth Point Shopping Center, and even to help the elderly within the local societies. Then another thing that is we operate as area, episcopal area, games, music festivals, even the conventions or the annual revivals. We just share together with the Zimbabwe Annual Conference. We have got another support that we get from our leadership, that is from the clergy and even the laity. That is in all what we operate as the young people's ministries. The leadership is there to support us. So in most of the gatherings, you will see that we will be having the young people, even the elderly, they might be present as well. Even our leadership always be with us. That's another thing that we do in Zimbabwe West. Then there is a campus ministry, that is the universities in Zimbabwe and those colleges in Zimbabwe and our mission schools. We just have a week, what we call a revival week, where topics are being discussed from Monday to Friday. Then on Saturday, a revival. Then on Sunday, they will preach the youth on Sunday. Then we have got for campus ministry again for the universities. We just have time for them to have outing and gathering for topics, discussions, and some of those things that go under what we call recreational activities. Then we have gotten a revival once every year for the campus ministry as well, where we gather, and the support of that, even financially, they just contribute themselves, all the students within Zimbabwe from the universities. Those are some of the issues that we are doing. So we are grooming from children up to young adults. The programs are just interacting like that.
Thank you, Dudzai. And it sounds like you're doing a lot. You know, one of the things that I have really appreciated based on my interactions with young people and youth directors and the church in Africa is that a lot of young people, when they just come together to sing, and they do it with so much spirit and so much passion. And so you've talked a little bit about the choirs that young people are doing, some of the music festivals. So maybe if you could talk about, are there some albums that have been produced in that, or are these groups of musicians from different local churches? How does that work usually?
Okay. As a conference, we have got what we call communication desk. The communication desk, they just record every event for the festivals. So every year we have got a disc for the songs for that year from each circuit. So in communication office, we have got that disc. Every year we produce a disc for that. And even we just sell them. It's another project as well. Even for the support of the leadership, that is where we have got another activity like Bishop's Gala, which has now gone to Bishop DS Gala. That is for preparation for Bishop's Gala, where we will always have a day where we celebrate our Bishop's Day, Bishop's birthday. Then we'll gather together and we will contribute material for the orphanages. That is 2 in Zimbabwe, 1 Home of Hope in Nyadiri, Mtoko Muzi, the other one in Zimbabwe East, that is Fairfield, Old Mtare. Then you contribute the goods for those orphanages, but we rotate. This year we are going to give Fairfield, the next year we are going to give to Home of Hope, but the support and officiation of the activity will be done by the bishop because it's our bishop's day. So he will just official opening the tournament.
Thank you. It sounds like still a lot, and so lots of active young people. So I guess Tafadzwa, if you could just maybe just share what you see as one of the biggest challenges that young people are facing in your country.
Yeah, thank you, Mighty. One of the challenges which I see young people facing in Zimbabwe is the issue of unemployment. It's due to the economic situation we have right now in Zimbabwe, such that even those who are educated, they have got their degrees, but they are not doing anything as far as going or working at certain companies concerned. They are just seated there, and now it has given rise to the use of special substances and drugs, you know, and a lot of youths are now involved in such things. Now, by the time we bring like a lot of activities to the youths, we are now sort of like we are trying to counter that idleness from our youth members. So if we put a lot of activities, since they are energetic people, by embarking on those activities, I mean, it's like they are wasting or spending much of their time doing those rather than engaging in issues of like drug abuse. Some of them, they just move around in the cities without doing anything. So we are trying by all means to do along with that challenge of unemployment. And also the issue of projects. The way we are doing projects at church level, it's not like we are just doing it for the sake of raising monies in the churches. We are like sort of empowering the youths so that on their own they can do those things as a way of earning their living rather than to keep on sitting without doing anything.
Yeah, and that is a big challenge, unemployment. And I know that a lot of young people sometimes, especially those who have not been able to go to college, and again, even like you said, even those who have attended college, they're still finding it difficult. And also, Dudzai, maybe I would just like to ask you to share, what is your hope for how the church works with young people, particularly in your country?
I think nowadays the church is planning a lot of programs for the young people. Even they are supporting the programs for the young people. For example, in most of the activities that we do, the percentage of the elders attending to the activities is very high. That's one of the things. Then the second one is, in all the contributions that we make, even at conference level, it's budgeted for the young people's ministries. Like Confetti, they just budget for the young people's ministries desk for the travel of the directors, for the activities for the directors within the conference, even outside the conference. It's now budgeted. So out of those two things, I understand that the church is there to support the young people's ministry.
Thank you, and I'm glad that the church in your country is able to devote some of the resources to help young people and young people's ministries. So thank you so much, Tafadzwa, Dudzai, for sharing some of the things that you are doing with young people in the church in your country. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mike.